When you learn techniques, you understand jiu-jitsu. When you learn the principles, you become jiu-jitsu. Ladies and gentlemen, time to analyze Amanda Nunes, Megan Anderson, UFC 259. Incredible finish there. So Amanda catches Megan with this huge overhand right. She's wobbly. She goes in for the desperate double leg. Amanda catches an underhook, turns her, hammer fist from the mount. Megan rolls up to her knees. Amanda's standing over her, dropping bombs from both sides. She steps off to one side. Megan latches onto one leg. Amanda gets back on her back, and from there transitions beautifully into a perfect reverse triangle setup. She catches the reverse triangle, but instead she goes for the armbar twist, and it becomes an Americana finish. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to talk about this, but not in the conventional sense. We need to break this down in the context of the 32 principles that are changing everything for jiu-jitsu. Check this out. So after the huge overhand right, Megan shoots in and Amanda catches this underhook over under. She's able to turn Kazushi principle, breaking of the opponent's balance. By moving her center of gravity this way where she had no leg, Amanda was able to perfectly off balance her and land perfectly into mount. At this point, she turns on her side. Amanda starts landing heavy hammer fists from here. Boom, boom. Megan's getting desperate, so she makes a turn up to her knees. This is the buoyancy principle, you guys. The buoyancy principle is the tendency of us to just want to surface like bubbles of air underwater.
Yes, and Amanda knows that.
Yes.
So when she was on top, she felt Megan begin to roll, and she accepted it, and she maintained the dominant top position control.
This is capturing
Yes.
that buoyancy principle and using it against our opponent. So after the roll-up, Amanda's standing. She doesn't even put her hooks in. She cares more about maintaining this top position. She's landing incredible punches from here, and then from here, she kind of slowly turns off, and then Megan latches off to the inside leg. Now, here's what's interesting. From this angle directly, this could have been a takedown. But Amanda understood the takedown attempt, and she used the pivot principle to change her angle of effectiveness. She simply pivoted over the back, and then from here immediately went for a rear naked choke. But it didn't work. At this point, she realized her chin was tucked, so she applied the river principle, right? When water's flowing down the river and a rock appears, the water does not focus on where the rock is. It focuses where the rock isn't, and it keeps flowing down towards its destination. So when the choke didn't work, Amanda did the incredible transition. She went for an underhook, she went for a leg hook, so she's going for back pound. But remember, the other leg, show them that leg, is still under. It's still underhooked, my friends. It's still under. So she has an underhook and a leg hook. And right here, the rear naked choke is hard because she's so high on the back mount. So she does something incredible. She reaches in, she grabs her own foot, and she's trying to pull it across for a triangle, but it was a little congested here. So what she did is beautiful. She uses her foot, she pushes off the thigh, she creates space, and now she's able to shoot this leg all the way through, exposing the foot and lock up the triangle around the neck. Now from here, there's a right way to roll and a wrong way to roll. And a pivot, just as it can be used to create an angle of effectiveness, it can also be used to create a tourniquet. So once the lock is up, Amanda rolled the right way, which is towards the lockup. Whether it's an anaconda choke or whether it's a triangle choke, you always want to pivot in the direction of the junction. So she rolls, and Megan resisted it first, don't fall. But that creates the tourniquet. Talk to him.
It's getting tighter.
So the choke becomes real as I fall off to that side.
It's your whole body weight hanging from my neck. It got much tighter when I stayed. When I rolled, it felt good. Until now.
So beautiful. So they land on the reverse triangle setup. There are 3 main finishes from here, you guys. Actually 4. One is to squeeze the thighs, push the back of the head, heels and hips. And we're pushing because it's an unconventional triangle facing the opposite direction. Number 2 is the straight arm bar from here. Legs tight, thumb to the sky, and squeeze. Boom. Okay, number 3 is if the elbow bends as it goes north, you push the hand to the rear and you drive the hips. Okay, and these are all different applications of the overload principle, where you're using disproportionate assets to target an opponent's neck or joint. What Amanda did is she went for the direct, she went over the top for the straight arm bar, but Megan understood that was gonna happen, so she twisted. So Amanda kept it in, and then she drove the hips for the Americana finish. Now there is a 4th one. It's a little bit inappropriate, rated PG-13. Kids, turn away, which is post on your hand, post on your foot, sit up, reach up for the leg, and now as you fall, you shoot in the rear naked, you lock it up on the leg. It's called the trash compactor. As I drive my hips, I pull the leg, and it's a chest compressor, a neck squeezer, a hamstring stretcher, and just overall misery.
그레이시 서울에서 유튜브 라이브 무료 여성전용 주짓수 세미나를 진행합니다. 3월 28일 일요일 오후 1시에서 2시 반. 영상 설명 부분에 유튜브 URL 참조하시고 이 소중한 기회를 절대 놓치지 마세요.